I guess it has been forever since we played a game. It's good to get back into the routine. We're excited to go out to Las Vegas. I know what their record says, but you start looking at who we'll be playing against, offensive skill, defensive skill, up front. It definitely gets your attention. We need a win as much as they do. But it was good to get back out on the practice field. We did a little bit Monday, but, today Wednesday is our regular Wednesday routine that we're able to get in. Yeah, the game is about adjustment, so you adjust and move on. But good work. We're in pretty good shape health-wise this time of the year. Take your question.
With Max Crosby, the way he rushes the passer, what are some of the things this is an offense you try to do to contain a player like that? Obviously, he's going to become an all-game.
Well, we're trying to figure that out. Most offenses have been trying to figure that out. He's just an excellent football player, good talent, size, quickness, speed, power, all of that. But he's relentless. I mean, he plays until the whistle blows. So you have to love, how he plays football, and we realize that though. I mean, our offensive line realizes that. We have good tackles. I know they're excited about whenever, you have a great player like that coming in, you have to be excited about playing against a special player like that. I know our guys are.
Lovie, we talked Monday about waiting until things have become official about Jack.
Mm-hmm.
To that original question about how things are going forward organizationally, what can you say about how that works with you and Nick and
Well, I think it's like anything else. You look at a football team, you have injuries, and it has to be a backup plan in place. Some guys are out for the season. Of course, things have to move on, is what I'm saying. As I say at the end, my short time I worked with Jack, it was all good. He did a great job, for us. But sometimes divorce is a good thing. I've said that before too. And as far as how we're moving, that's what we're doing. We're moving forward. We have enough people, of course, in place to be able to, pick up and keep going.
Lovie, when you look at a guy like Christian Harris coming back off the injured reserve, you were very excited about the pick at the time. Where have you noticed him, and especially improve from the film room study to where he is now?
Was really excited then and really excited now. We like the skill set, the talent of a young player, and you have to keep that in mind. It's his first game in a long period of time. I think he has grown as much as you can grow without practicing. He's smart. Again, he's put in the time. But now you have to have that first game. We have to get him out there and let him start playing. And hopefully eventually that's what he'll be able to do.
Do you feel like that he's up to speed to where he potentially could play this weekend?
Possibly. Let's get to that game. We're going through a week of practice, kind of see where he is, and go from there.
Lovie, what's the balance? You've got two good tackles who play at a high level. They obviously have two good defensive ends. What's the balance of giving them help, whether it's with a running back, a tight end, and sometimes just letting them go one-on-one so you have more options in the passing game for Davis?
I think it's just that, what you said. There's a balance. Two great defensive ends. We feel like we have two really good tackles. The game most of the time is a one-on-one game. So you have to feel like, you can start off with just that. But, we chip. We have tight end help, running back help throughout. That's a basic part of offensive football also. So the balance is to be flexible and mix it in. Do both and try to keep them, keep a defensive end off balance as much as you can.
As you all continue to kind of emphasize running football and establishing the run, do you see a need at all to maybe have other guys kind of spell Damian Pierce at all as you all kind of keep going?
So how many reps did he get last time? 26. I think your starting tailback can handle 26 plays. I think as you look, most lead running backs can handle that. As I see it, if you're running a football team, your lead tailback needs to have over 20 carries in an ideal world. when he was getting 10, we said it wasn't enough. He got about 15. And
actually don't mean taking away. Like,
well, I'm just kind of going, you asked me a question, I'm just kind of going from there. So is that too much? No, a quick answer for it.
but, I mean, I guess not necessarily taking away from his carries, but as you all continue to run the ball, is there going to be a need to add other guys and have them run the ball also?
Maybe. I'm going to start back with our lead tailback getting that amount. From there, we kind of see how it goes. Is there a need to have someone else spill your lead running back? No, I don't think so. I don't think the league is that way. There's some third down situations maybe like that, but no, I don't think so at all.
We talked with James Lifford last week, and one of the things he said was about how you guys evaluated rookies for several seasons, looked back to see how those things. What's your relationship in that? How do you because it seems like you're always patient about rookies and what they do in the second year and the third year. What's kind of your overall view on that, and how you guys approach that and looking at your own players?
Well, starting off with, they're rookies. They're young. They're going to make mistakes. You can't expect them to be what they eventually will be. You just start off with that. A fear of playing young guys and living with a few rookie mistakes. Don't fear that at all either. You just evaluate your roster. Do they give you the best chance to win with knowing all of those things? Young, hadn't played a lot. And to me, the answer has been yes. So instead of me saying that, are we playing rookies right now? A lot of them? Yeah. So that's what we believe. Kind of simple as that.
Lovie, when you evaluate Jalen Petrie and what he's been able to do over the first quarter of the season, what do you want to see of him moving forward? And what do you think he really?
I think if you ask Jalen, he'll say let's continue to, wrap up with the tackles. Beyond that, I think every day he's been here, he's been working with the first team. So he's gotten a lot of valuable reps. Just normal growth of going through the season. Excited about seeing him the second quarter of a football season. He's learned an awful lot. But he can make plays. He's on record, of course, doing that. Just excited about seeing both of our young safeties. Jonathan Owens hadn't played a lot of football. But both of those guys are healthy, and they're trending in this direction.
With the matchup with Monty Adams, you guys have already seen some excellent wide receivers this year. Derek Stingley's been not back down from any challenge. What do you expect from him going into a game like this against Adams? Just more of the same, and kind of, is this another one of those ones where you say, hey, that's why we draft you that high?
Yeah, that's why we draft you that high. But each week there's going to be a great receiver on the other side. Some weeks that receiver is a little bit better than other weeks. Who is the highest paid receiver in football now? He's right up there. He's right up there, I'll say that. On our schedule, well, right now, to this point, we can argue about a few $1,000s here or there. He's one of the best, and there's a reason why, is my point. And if you're a corner, in general, you have to be excited about that. And for a young player like Stingley, he's excited about this challenge, and that's the league. That's why we drafted him that high. I know he's looking forward to it, and like all of our team is looking forward. Devontae Adams, though, is a heck of a football player, and there's a reason why he's in this position right now.
Brandin Cooks didn't practice today. From what we saw, what could you tell us about that?
Coach's decision.
2 weeks ago, when you faced off against Jacksonville, you had trouble with the pass rush getting to Trevor Lawrence. When you look at a team like Las Vegas, who has maybe some holes on the offensive line, do you think that having a week off to get guys like JG and Jerry a little bit more rest gives you a bit of a benefit going into this game?
So you're saying that's why they were tired during that game? Is that what you're asking?
No.
Or why you start off, you say we didn't able to get pressure and they're tired? Is that why? Is that what you're asking?
Do you just think that maybe taking a week off away from the...
I understand your question. No, not really. And as far as pressure on the quarterback, kind of look at the results a little bit. Sometimes you don't get the sacks, but there is pressure to make the quarterback throw the ball maybe when he doesn't want to. To get a player like Jonathan back, yes, that's good. and the week of rest, that has to help. I know guys really look forward to the bye week when it comes up. So I know that there's a lot of energy out there today. They're ready to go. And I know we'll need to be rushing as well as we have all year. I think as you look at the defensive line, we've talked a lot about, as I see it each week, we've talked about Las Vegas's defensive line, correct? I'm talking the challenge, it's D-line versus D-line. Everybody's talking about their defensive line. It's about our guys stepping up and putting pressure on a quarterback, if we don't, that could really pick us apart. So I'm looking forward to seeing that challenge. Jonathan, the rest of Jared, and the rest of the guys showing up, yes.
Going back to Christian, going back to Christian Harris, is the first plan to get him up to speed at one position, and then do you expect him to have position versatility throughout your linebacking group?
That position versatility, I don't buy that an awful lot with most people. To me, how many positions does a quarterback play? One. How much running back? Damon. We're not going to play him at wide receiver. So position flexibility, especially with a young player, it's almost impossible to do that. So we're trying to get him up to date on one position, and that's a chore in itself just to do that. There's an awful lot that goes into, most people, I hear just put him out there and let him run around and make plays. It's a little bit more to it. So we're trying to get him up to speed on one position right now is what we're trying to do.
You guys run a lot of two-high shell, and Brandon Jacobs averages 6 yards per carry against the two-high shell. So what's a chess match when it comes to sticking to your guns, but also knowing that kind of plays into the benefit of their run game?
When you say we run a lot of two-high shell, well, that play cover 2 or two-high shell?
Two-high shell was cover 2, cover 4.
Yeah, I'm just saying, but a lot of that two-high shell is not really too deep that we're playing. As a general rule, if a team is running, you don't want to play an awful lot of 2. 2 is more designed to stop the run. I think there's a fine line between the two. Some formations allow you to do it. If it's single gap, it's kind of single gap. Just a combination of both. We play more two-high shell in passing situation, but I wouldn't say that we're a two-high shell in running situation. Whether we pre-snap that a lot, most of the time in run, we have a run defense set up that's not that. Thank you.
have the presence of a rusher like Max Crosby. Which just internally, obviously, your teams got rushers, but just with a guy like him, you can think of whoever you're aware of.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, they got Chandler Jones on the other side too, so we got to really, know where both of those guys are at. But Max is a really good player, obviously. I think our tackles are up for the challenge, though. They've been really good in protection all year, and looking to do the same this Sunday.
It's been your bye week.
I went up to Horseshoe Bay outside of Austin, played a little golf, and just tried to get away a little bit. So we still got a long season ahead of us. So try to flush from your mind a little bit, but then just back to it.
How refreshing was it?
It was good. You can never fully get away. You're always thinking about stuff, and there were some big-time college games and NFL games this weekend, too, that I had to watch. So you get away as much as you can, but, we're still mid-season, so still in form.
Davis, you have no control over it just because of the way the NFL schedule is, but with the bye week being this early in the season, coming off of a big-time win in the first one of the year, how do you get the momentum through that bye week to go ahead and make sure that you're set for the next coming Monday?
Big thing, we just got to continue executing, doing our jobs. I haven't been in the league too many years, so the bye week this early on isn't like crazy for me. It kind of breaks up the season when we started training camp to basically the end of the year, kind of right in half. So if you look at it in that way, it's a good little break. But like you said, we got to carry the momentum from the Jacksonville game. Big thing on the offense, we just got to continue playing and executing situational football. We're trying to be better on third downs and down in the red zone. And, a lot of the extra time we spent, we got an extra day of practice last week and earlier this week with how we moved the off day during the week. So it just allows us more time to work on that situational football so we can go out and execute and play fast.
The last two games that Jordan Higgins has been here, he's been pretty much a nice little security blanket for you. Do you think that familiarity of him being a part of the offense last year kind of benefited for him to be able to come in right away and contribute?
Yeah, him knowing what we had with him last year, and I threw it to him a bunch last year. We knew what he was capable of. We just gave him time to come in and learn what he needed to do to go out and play fast and get open. He's been doing that.
What do you think has been key to you all having what appears to be some chemistry? Because he's made plays in the limited time that he's been here. So were there any moments, maybe last year or even this year, that you all took the time to develop any chemistry at all?
It's every day. Post practice, we're getting extra reps in, depending on what we either hit or want to talk more about from the practice that day. So he's one of those guys. We do that post practice. QBs go out early prior to practice, and those guys come over and we talk through the script for the day. So anytime we can build in extra work to build that chemistry is key. And like early in the season, there was stuff that he's still running similar routes, but since we saw looks earlier in the season, we continue to develop kind of what we want from that concept, what we want from each look, so we're on the same page in all those different defensive looks that they're going to show us.
Why do you feel like there's a comfort with him? Because it took a lot of trust to throw the ball to him on that 3rd and 10 situation that you all converted. So why do you feel like there's comfort there?
Yeah, we know what he's capable of. We know, especially if they give us any sort of man-to-man looks. That one versus Jacksonville showed his man, and then they ended up buzzing out to zone, and he was able to feel the space and stay away from that cloud corner to catch it. But we feel like in a lot of man situations, really with all of our tight ends, but especially Akins, he's able to separate versus linebackers and safeties with his quick twitch and speed through transition. So we're able to find him getting open a lot.
With the rest of it, you mentioned the other tight ends too. How much does Brevin Jordan help having him back practicing, potentially playing?
Yeah, it'll be great. Brev's a guy like Akins who can separate and make mismatches out there. So we want to continue developing him and allow him to come in and make a big impact.
Do you feel like just time inside actual live reps has helped benefit you and Nico Collins building the chemistry together?
Definitely. I think, as much time on task as we can get together is going to help both of us. Nico's going to go out and make plays when he gets the ball thrown at him, so we just got to continue doing that.
Brandon, you guys last year connected very well, a lot of success together, and you had at times here this year. What do you feel like it hasn't been more productive, more in sync that is appearing outside of him?
We just got to continue to keep pushing, doing our own thing. Obviously, Brandon's going to go out there and get open, run crisp routes, catch everything. So we just got to keep finding ways to switch up the looks for the defenses and find ways to get him open so I can get him the ball and he can make plays.
We've talked about the offense and how it's constructed and stuff before, and you correct me if I'm wrong. It seems like sometimes like it's set up a lot for you to be able to convert easily on third downs, and that's kind of where you come in often. How do you see that progress across a game, preparing for that moment and in game to be able to adjust in those moments?
Yeah, I mean, third down in the given state, the current state of the NFL right now is you're getting a lot of different blitz packages. You're getting designer coverages where they're disguising and trying to catch you off guard. So some of it, if we can stay in third and manageable, hopefully we're able to run the ball on third down. We're able to mix it up and get easy completions on third down. But then the element of kind of just make a play, that's what we talked about in the quarterback room. There's only so much coaches can do to game plan and scheme against what they're going to do on third down to try to get guys open. But when we're out there on the field, we're the guys who have to make the plays. So you just got to do anything you can to convert, and that's what we got to do.
Lovie said, regardless of what the record is of Las Vegas, that he believes that they're just a few pieces away from really clicking and finding their rhythm. Do you feel the same way about you guys with still just one win on the record?
Definitely, yeah. I'm extremely confident in what we're capable of as a team. Any given week, we can go out and put up a bunch of points, shut them out on defense, and get a win.
Last one.
Davis, when you self-scout yourself, what areas of growth have you seen you make the biggest leaps, and what areas would you like to see yourself continue to improve?
I think a big one, decision-making. I felt like I've been protecting the football. Have a couple picks on the year, but some of those, there's not much I can do in the situation. So I want to always keep improving in that regard. Continue work on pocket presence. There's been some times when people are starting to show two-man a little more, so being able to use my legs and extend plays and pick up some yards on the ground too, that'll be beneficial to all of us.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Cool. Thanks.
Spend your bye week?
Chill with the fam. I took advantage of just, being home in the mornings with my son and wife. Went back to Oregon and chilled and kind of, got that mental reset to be able to come and do what we got to do on myself this next quarter. Yeah.
What challenges does the Raiders secondary present to passing attack?
You know, the great thing about I think what they're doing is typically you get a team you can really study on what they're going to do, but they do a good job of just, mixing it up throughout the games, different games and how they playing people. Obviously that front seven with them guys on the edge is, one of the best in the league on both sides. So you obviously got to be aware of those guys and not be oblivious.
Are you seeing anything different from how defenses are approaching you after all of the success that you and Davis had last year collaborating? Or do you think it has been similar to the way that others are?
No, I think it's been similar. Obviously, like Lovie talked about, we're a running team, and we all got to buy into that, and which I think we've been doing. Obviously, being able to get Dame, going at a high level, and just working and waiting for those opportunities to come to be able to take advantage of in the pass game.
Without a game coming up without practice today, for you doing all right? I mean,
Yeah, I'm solid. Yeah.
Brandon, have you ever gone up against Patrick Graham's type of defense before?
No, I have not. I don't think I haven't. So.
Have you noticed anything on film about his attention to detail when it comes to pass rush that allows you to
Yeah.
really win matchups where it is man coverage for the secondary?
You look at it. Obviously, as a receiver, you still got to be aware of those guys on the edge, and obviously, you can't just be out there taking your time. Because let's be honest, they pass rush at a high level. But being able to play within the scheme and the timing and rhythm of the game, I think we should be fine.
Brandon, obviously, you play on the offensive side, but Devontae Adams is one of the better receivers in the league.
Yeah.
Knowing what you know about Derek, Stingley and having gone up against, what do you think about that potential matchup between those two? It's a big matchup.
Oh, well, it's never just one guy against another, obviously, and that's what I would tell Stingley, just to focus on, what you've been coached to do, doing your job the best that you can, and everybody else doing theirs, and see where it go from there.
With being with the Patriots, being with Jack.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts of seeing him?
My relationship, it was nothing but great with Jack. Just dating back to New England, spent a lot of time together. Even here, one of the things I think about is just a lot of the positive that he had around here. I think light gets shed on negative, or whatever the case may be, but what he was a part of building our sub programs and stuff like that was special. Put a lot of great people in place. A lot of people should be thankful for him, and I know I am, and I know a lot of people are. I definitely gonna miss him, and I appreciate our relationship, and obviously wish him the best, going forward. And there's no doubt he'll get on his feet.
Brandon, how tough was it, given your relationship? You said it was really good with Jack.
Yeah.
How tough was it for you to handle that relationship after hearing a lot of the negative?
Perception in this league is one thing. You write something and you automatically believe it, but at the end of the day, I know what our relationship was. I know how he treated people, walking around the building, and how guys felt about him. I don't get into, what's being said. I go off of the actions that's been dealt with me or people around me, and when I see that, he treated everyone with the utmost respect, and that's all I got to say.
Brandon, before the season started, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe you said that one of the reasons you came back when you were asked is that you believe in everything Nick said.
Yeah, absolutely.
And everything. Is that where you're at 100% still today, even after everything with Easter?
Obviously, I don't know whose decision that is, but Nick, obviously, we all know, in my opinion, is one of the best GMs in this game. And starting off his, first couple of years, I think he's been able to show that with his draft picks this year, last year, and fully trust him moving forward on whatever that looks like. That's his job as far as, putting guys in place, players in place to be able to help this team win. And there's no doubt in my mind he'll do that on however that looks. Got a full trust and confidence in him, and a lot of respect for Nick, dating back to our relationship as well. Got a lot of love for him, regardless of the fact.
Last one.
Brandon, you've been in the league for quite some time now, and you've seen how the bye week does affect certain teams depending on when it is located.
Yeah.
For you, coming off of a win and the very first one of the year, how do you keep that momentum going into
I think,
the bye week and then
yeah, absolutely. I think the biggest thing you tell guys, especially if, it's early bye, but obviously you get that mental reset, but obviously don't get too far away from it. Remember that feeling, that you had going into the bye week with a win, and trying to start that way off, coming out of it, and focusing on one game at a time. Getting your bodies back, those nicks and bruises that you may have had, being able to just take that time to recover and get back into this game and and go out and try to have our best performance that we had all season.
All right. Thank you.
All right, y'all. Appreciate it.